Hey guys, what to do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God Man. Today I got a very interesting topic for you guys, man. Pain Nagato, the boy himself, the pseudo leader of the Akatsuki. I want to talk about why I think he should have stayed evil. So first, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick recap background because I know it's been a long time for everybody. Maybe we forgot. Maybe we forgot what happened to Yahiko. Maybe we forgot about Conan and why Conan actually follows Nagato. And because a lot of people always say, "Oh, Conan is just like this background character that just does whatever Nagato decides and just follows his whims." You know what I'm saying? I think at the end, sure, maybe a little, but I think mostly it's done pretty well. Once again, I live close to a farm, and I open my window for some fresh air, and obviously the farm is going crazy. So I'm gonna just take care of that. Close my window, open my door. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So basically, Nagato, as a kid, right? He got the Renegon given to him by Obito, or Madara or whatever. That look, that part is it's pretty irrelevant, pretty kind of weird. But basically, he grew up during the Third Ninja War, and himself, Conan, and Yahiko were found by Jiraiya. You know what I'm saying? And Jiraiya believed that Nagato was the chosen child of the prophecy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why all these shows obsessed with prophecy, but there you go. He was like the prophesized child that's supposed to like save the world according to legend or whatever, from the Toads. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he trained him and trained all of them really, and then they eventually Yahiko, he saw kind of the injustice in the village hidden in the rain, and he was like, nah, like this shit is not right. Like the way Hanzo's treating people and is like dictating the nation is just not cool. You know what I'm saying? So, or the village is not cool. So what he decided to do is to fight and oppose that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people believed in what Yahiko was doing, obviously including Nagato and Conan, and they all loved and admired this man. And he led and began the Akatsuki. You know what I'm saying? So originally the Akatsuki is from Yahiko, and this is why Pain is the pseudo leader when Obito takes it over. You know what I'm saying? Now, so basically what happens is, Hanzo is like tripping. You know what I'm saying? He's tripping. He's kind of sees the Akatsuki as a power threat to his position. So he captures the person that he knows that Yahiko cares about the most, which is Conan. You know what I'm saying? Now, Yahiko cares equally about Conan and Nagato, I think equally, right? But there was always like a romantic edge between Yahiko and Conan. So he captured her and was like, if you don't kill Yahiko, I'ma kill if Nagato doesn't kill Yahiko, that Hanzo will kill Conan. Yahiko was just like, stab me, bro, and just stabbed himself with Pain's hand, with Pain's hand. You know what I'm saying? Nagato. So Nagato ended up killing his best friend and the person that he revered above everybody else, the person that he really looked up to, the person that influenced him probably the most, right? Um, Ahead of even Jiraiya, I'd say. So it's one of those kind of crazy situations. So obviously, at that moment, because he was already displaying his powers sometimes erratically before that, and Yahiko was the one who's always able to just cool him down and get him back to earth. You know what I'm saying? So when the Akatsuki came front to front with Hanzo and Yahiko had to sacrifice himself for Conan, you know, Hanzo lied and ended up not letting him go, right? Not letting Conan go and attacking uh attacking Nagato instead. So Nagato gets burnt and he's like, oh, he's still alive? Those eyes of his, there's something up with him. So nobody knew at the time that he had the Renegon. Nobody even knew really what the Renegon was. It was only kind of like very, very few people know about the Renegon ever in the whole Naruto series in the first place. It's these godly eyes above even the Sharingan themselves. You know what I'm saying? Although I feel like there's certain Sharingans that are above the Renegon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think I'd rather meet some Kamui, Jewel Eye, MS Mangekyu of the Kamui like than than any of those. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Jewel Mangekyo Kamui is the most broken shit ever, man. But anyway, so he basically he then releases the Gedo Mazu statue, you know what I'm saying, and which actually impels him and destroys a lot of his like bodily functions, you know what I'm saying? But it gives him the power boost he needs to annihilate Hanzo and annihilate all the people there. But he's left essentially immobile. He's left in a wheelchair. He can't move properly. Now, he decides to continue the Akatsuki in memory and reverence to Yahiko, right? So he uses Yahiko. He wants Yahiko's legacy to live on forever. So he eventually kills Hanzo and becomes the secret ruler of the village hidden in the rain and forces peace. You know what I'm saying? But the country it rains all the time. It's depressing as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty peaceful, and he's actually kind of loved at this stage. But he's very aggressive. So obviously there's always gonna be negative. There's a mixture of that. It's not fully delved into. It could have been delved into more, but it just wasn't. So it's kind of vague, but basically he takes over Yahiko's body with his black orbs, you know what I'm saying? And he controls that, and that's the first body of pain. And then when he kills other characters and other people, he takes over certain bodies. And maybe, I don't know if he kills them, but they could be bodies of like members of the Akatsuki that had died. I'm not really 100% sure on that. I try to look for details, but it looks kind of hazy. But basically, after doing that, he has then the six paths of pain, and he himself has to be within a control radius away from the bodies for maximum output. Now, he usually controls them from miles away, while being in, you know what I'm saying? But, well, actually, he usually just stays in the rain village, so he, not necessarily from miles away, he's usually pretty close to his bodies, but he stays in the rain village and just uses some of his chakra to, like, electronically communicate with the rest of the Akatsuki, you know what I'm saying, type thing. I don't know how they use that communication. It's never really explained, but they do it anyway. Maybe he's using some kind of secret Renegon move. I'm not really 100% sure. Not everything needs to be explained. It's not a big enough deal. But basically, so now we obviously discover later on that Obito kind of orchestrated all this to happen, and the Akatsuki dying. He is actually the one that murdered most of the Akatsuki members, because why Yahiko approached Hanzo in the first place, and that conflict really came true, was because he believed that Hanzo was the one killing Akatsuki members and killed a lot of Akatsuki members, but it was actually Obito that finessed most of the Akatsuki members, and then pushed the blame on Hanzo, and then kind of pushed Hanzo to believe that Yahiko was trying to do a coup d'etat, and then that's what led to that whole confrontation. So Obito orchestrated all this shit, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, in obviously Nagato's eyes, all we can see is that Hanzo killed the Akatsuki and killed his best friend. You know what I'm saying? So when he destroys them and he becomes the new Akatsuki, essentially solo, Obito convinces him actually Obito's the one that convinces him to do the Akatsuki, and create a new world peace that basically aligns with what Nagato was forced to believe through the circumstances that he lived through. The Third Ninja War, the fact that all his friends and families got killed and murdered brutally. He felt that, yes, like Obito's right. Like, the only way to make world peace is to force it upon people. Everybody get to live out their dreams, out of as close to perfect life as they can. You know what I'm saying? And have a happy ending. So even if the life is filled with struggle and pain, it's never going to be a life that you don't, you know what I'm saying, that you hate. It's going to be a life that you look back at and say, this was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And the ups and downs and shit is gone. Because like they said, a simulation of a perfect life would probably never work. You know what I'm saying? So that was the idea, that they came, well, Obito told them about, like, this is what I'm planning to do. And that's where his philosophy of pain and rage, and unless you really go through sacrifice and feel this pain, you don't understand him. You're just not on this level. Now, the key reason why Conan follows all of these decisions, at least from my perspective and from my understanding of watching it and reading it, is because she feels responsible. Because if she wasn't captured, Yahiko would have never died. And you have to understand, there was that romantic interest between her and Yahiko, and the three of them are best friends. So she feels responsible for killing Yahiko by some degree, right? And obviously Nagato also, because he feels like he wasn't strong enough to deal with the situation there then. And that's what pushes both of them. Now, Nagato takes charge and he's the one that defeats Hanzo and takes back the Rain Village. So it makes sense that Conan says, I will support this guy because they'll both live enough rage, they'll both live enough revenge, they'll both, you know what I'm saying? So she just doesn't care if she's a pawn as long as the outcome is Yahiko's goal of peace. That's it. That's all that matters. But obviously over time, Nagato became more aggressive, more lethargic. He became more of a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? He became more of a dictator. He became more similar to Hanzo than he ever thought he could be. And that's the thing that I think that began to drive Conan to look a bit different. You know what I'm saying? And also I don't think she ever really liked the fact that Obito was the one in charge of them, right? Or Madara as they thought at the time. But the key problem here is because she feels like she's at fault for Yahiko's death. She don't want to be at fault for Pain's or Nagato's or theirs, you know what I'm saying? Or the Rain Village or any of that shit. So she didn't want to object or say anything negative because she doesn't want to put anybody into that position again where they have to choose. You know what I'm saying? Because what if then she talks about it to Pain, Obito finds out, and then threatens to say, okay, Pain, kill yourself or I kill Conan again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very difficult for her to go against anything Pain does or says because she feels indebted in him because he's the one that took revenge for them. He's the one that dealt with it. He's the one that continued Yahiko's legacy, right? And she was just a helping hand in the situation. So like you can't really say much. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? I think it's that guilt and all that shit that really made her feel like a pawn, that she had to be a pawn. You know what I'm saying? She felt like I deserved to be a pawn because of my lack of action. You know what I'm saying? I should have maybe took action and just killed myself so that Yahiko doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the type of situation she's probably thinking. Now, this is definitely hyper canon or hyperbolic canon. It's not, written in stone, but for my interpretation of it, like art is mainly subjective with a little bit of objectivity. You know what I'm saying? Hardline objectivity with a bunch of subjectivity around it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what I felt. I really felt that, and I really enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed the read, man. It was really good. It was pretty interesting. Just looking back at like all these things and thinking back at it again, and it just gave me a fresh perspective. Now, this all leads up to why I think Pain shouldn't have turned evil. So if you understand all the circumstances and what was been driving him and why he believes in this philosophy so strongly that even Conan felt like she couldn't change him. Excuse me. And the people in the village couldn't change him. Nobody could change him. This was his set way of doing things post Yahiko, right? And this build up, like really, and him killing Jiraiya proved it. Like him killing his master proved it. Like he's not going back. This is who he is now. And he believes that he's right. He believes that he's righteous. He believes that he is the one sent from God to bring upon world peace by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Which is beautiful. It's beautiful narratively. It's beautiful for the story of Naruto. It's beautiful to have this strong figure, almost like a Caliban in Tower of God, who just believes that what I'm doing is correct. And if people gotta die for me to achieve this shit, if I gotta die for me to achieve shit, then so be it. Because Obito told him, you gotta go take that Nine Tails now. We need that Nine Tail. Go take that shit. And he was like, I got this. I'm not gonna fail. Because everybody else failed. He's not gonna fail. He pulled up, destroyed the whole village solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, without Guy Sensei being there. And this is pre-post-war Kakashi, who I think might have handled business. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's pre-war Kakashi. He's not quite there when it comes to his chakra levels. You know what I'm saying? He's not fighting 7 days straight, the seven ninja swordsmen by, you know what I'm saying, him and Guy by themselves, you know what I'm saying, solo dolo killing shit. He's not on that level right here. You know what I'm saying? He still has chakra problems. He's still getting accustomed to those Sharingan Mangekyo eyes, you know what I'm saying? But look, it's phenomenal. All the way up until there was phenomenal. Him defeating Naruto, phenomenal. The fight, the way they fought, and then how everybody was asking for help. Even freaking what's her name, Tsunade was pretty useless because she was. I mean, she wasn't as useless as people like to say she was, because she prioritized healing everybody than fighting, because the city was getting absolutely demolished. If she was fighting, the chaos would only increase and more people would die. So she spent most of her chakra healing the whole village, which saved thousands and thousands of lives. Without her slugs there, most of the village would be dead. And I don't think Nagato could bring that many niggas back. Yeah, honestly, I don't think he should have been able to bring that many niggas back in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I think he should have been like a one life for one person type thing. Now, obviously, niggas like Kakashi need to come back, but I think Kakashi just shouldn't have died. He should have used Kamui, which it showed he used Kamui. It said that he died of lack of chakra. Like, they should just had him be healed or some shit and not die from lack of chakra. Like, you just say it was so close to zero, but like one of the slugs reached him or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that removed so much impact from the story, because Pain was heartless. He was aggressive. He was powerful. And the way he just demolished Naruto, it was crazy. Then Naruto brought out the eight tails because obviously he killed Hinata essentially, right? And Naruto just could not. He learned how to control himself. He dealt with the fact that he destroyed the village. He dealt with the fact that he was destroying everybody. He dealt with all that. He was already on the brink. But when he saw that Hinata stepped up when he was getting absolutely demolished, he said, power, man. I need all the power you got right now. I need to kill this man. And he understood Pain for that second. For that legit second, he understood Pain. So he took out the eight tails, fought Pain. Pain was getting mollywop, but Pain was handling. And then he Tsubaku Tensa and put this motherfucker in the sky, man. And he was, bro, it looked like he had this nigga, bro. He had this nigga. Now you gotta understand, this guy fought for eons. Now Naruto first came through with the sauce when he had the goddamn he had the perfect sage mode. But Pain was just waiting for his main body, his Yahiko body, to heal up, because that's where he decided to keep most of his powers. You know what I'm saying? So he did this, and the sad thing about it is when push came to shove and he had the opportunity to kill Naruto, I really think they should have just had a few ninjas show up. You know what I'm saying? They should have had, like, Sakura was fine. She should have popped up. They could have had Rock Lee pop up. You know what I'm saying? They could have had Guy come back. They could have had, this is the moment where you have these guys who are wearing a mission to come back, because obviously news should have been sent out that the village is getting demolished as fast as possible. So these guys should have been able to come back. Neji's, all these niggas, they should have came back, and that should have been how they beat Nagato. Nagato shouldn't have been convinced by this Naruto kid, because Nagato was beating this Naruto kid. Nagato had the opportunity at the end when when Naruto Zenkai boosted and somehow beat Nagato's main body Yahiko after it, fighting the eight tails and going through all this shit, cool, whatever, and this 5-second window or whatever. He beat that body. He found the real body. Conan is there, fully charged, my nigga. Fully charged, my nigga. She just gotta take out some paper bombs and kill this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not gonna be hard. It's not gonna be hard. This nigga had no chakra, bro. This nigga was half dead, bro. Kill this man. Or at least try to kill this man. You know what I'm saying? And stay to your principles. That would have made Pain a much better villain. I think he would have been my favorite villain in the whole series. Obito's my favorite villain in the whole series. And I'm okay with Obito's change a little bit more, just because his character was kind of built that way. You know what I'm saying? His character was kind of built that way. He didn't kill Kakashi when he could have. You know what I'm saying? He never tried to kill Kakashi. Even when they fought one-on-one, he wanted his curse mark broken. He could have got his curse mark broken and then killed Kakashi, but he just didn't want to. He turned evil, but there was still conscience in him. But it undermines his change. And it undermines so much. It undermines Sasuke's change at the end, because you now expect it, right? Because one thing that made Sasuke so good is that in part one, he didn't change. He went evil. And he kept becoming more evil, right? And then Itachi was the one that began changing him, right? And when he decided to help, like, that change at the end would have been so much more stronger if Pain didn't change. Because if Pain didn't change, you show that niggas might not change. But once Pain changed, Obito changed. Come on, you already knew Sasuke had to change. You already knew Sasuke had to change. It takes away every iota of narrative, like what you call that shit, tension. At least for me, took away so much tension. I knew no matter how the fight is gonna go, Sasuke's gonna change. I knew because everybody's Naruto face changed. The only people Naruto face that didn't change were niggas that didn't really have deep ass stories. You have to understand, Naruto only defeated what? No Akatsuki member? He defeated like one Akatsuki member? That's it. One Akatsuki member. That's the only member he defeated in the whole series. One. He drew against Sasuke. He wasn't kind of an ex-Akatsuki member. So there was nobody that he defeated. But he won the philosophical debate against Sasuke. Which, fair. But against Nagato, Nagato just changed on a whim. After everything he did, he just changed on a whim. Him being convinced like that was just like, what? Obito being convinced, at least you can say he maybe realized that Madara was using him and that, you know, there was this extra back layers of stuff that like showcases that. Nagato never realized Obito was using him. So like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? It blew my mind. I really thought that Nagato would have been, because what made people love and fall in love with the whole Nagato arc was how he was so convinced that you do not until no, the world will not know something until they understand pain. And his English dub, I don't care what nobody says, is the greatest English dub of all time. It's better. It's better than the Japanese version, bro. I don't care what nobody says. Nagato English dub is goat, goat, goat. Insane. Untouchable. Untouchable. You know what I'm saying? The monologues he had, all that shit, it just, it's like if the Joker decided to just turn good. It takes away everything that you like about the Joker, that makes him such an intriguing character, that makes him such a study topic, that makes him special. And I felt like they really fumbled the bag on that. You know what I'm saying? Kishimoto fumbled the bag on Pain, bro. I really think Pain, you know, there's a bunch of characters we know that deserve better. Pain deserved to stay evil. You know what I'm saying? I just like he deserved to stay evil, bro. I don't care. He deserved to stay evil. I think then post that, you can say, because you see these niggas be meeting those spirit selves forever. Post that if Yahiko was brought back. And then Yahiko, you know, they could have done so much more interesting stuff if Pain changed when he came back from the dead. When he came back, that's when he changed. You know what I'm saying? Because he found out Conan is dead and that his goals maybe weren't the right way. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there was just so many ways they could have done this shit, bro. But they just didn't, bro. I'm just, Pain, bro. Pain should have stayed evil. And he should have stayed evil because it made more sense for his character to stay that way. You know what I'm saying? I know it would have changed a lot, but I think the changes would have made the show better. You know what I'm saying? Because there was so many messy parts in Naruto. Still one of my favorite shows of all time. Of all time. Mainly because of the emotional attachment I had with so many of the characters. You know what I'm saying? And Pain was one of those characters I really, really loved. And I really, really wanted to see him stay. Conviction. That's why I like Caliban from Tower God so much, because he seems to stay. I really don't want him to change. Sometimes you need evil niggas to stay evil sometimes. You need evil niggas to think that they're righteous. That's what made Thanos so brilliant. That's why Infinity Wars for me is the movie. It's the best superhero movie I've ever seen. Ahead of any. I know that it's kind of undermined by what happens in Endgame, but technically it's not, because Endgame's ending is a different ending to Infinity War, if that makes sense. Because by going back in time and coming back, they created a new branch. They didn't really change the branch. They created a new branch. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I think it is. At least that's what I hope it is. But it doesn't matter. But Infinity War, Thanos, is GOAT Thanos. And even in Endgame, I still love Thanos. He's still my favorite character in both movies. And why? He doesn't change. He still believes that he's righteous. Even upon defeat, he sits down and he takes it. You know what I'm saying? He takes it. And it's phenomenal because he believes that he's right. He believes that what he's doing is right. And he never stops believing that. All the way until he's dead. Pain doesn't. And I think Pain would have been a Thanos level nigga if he did. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, man. I made a long ass video. See, this is the thing, when I talk about Naruto, man, I know too much details, but I can just go on for yonkers. But anyway, look, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I might start making a few more Naruto videos depending on how you guys react to this. You know what I'm saying? We're on the road to 300 subs, baby. So please make sure to subscribe and leave a like and comment. You know what I'm saying? But like, just literally last week, we're like 30, 40 subs away from 300, and now we're only 18 away. So I already know you guys got this for me. I already know we're going to do it. On some gang shit. Let me turn my showering gun off, man. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and I am out.